Okay, I don't want to talk about it, but we have to talk about it. Even though it's a bunch of hot air and nothing else. Yesterday, President Trump said that the USA was going to take over Gaza and redevelop it into a great, I guess, paradise with his billionaire developer skills. He said this at a press conference alongside Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And he talked about how he was going to make it a place that was going to be the world's people, including the Palestinians. And he talked about how it's going to be a beautiful place like no other, one of the greatest places, and bring thousands of jobs and make millions of dollars, which is echoed something similar that his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, said last year at an event, I believe in the Middle East, where he said the same thing about taking over Gaza and redeveloping Gaza into a touristic spot. And it's a bunch of hot air bluffing, like he said, Mexico is going to pay for the wall. And a lot of those empty talking points he does to get people all excited, especially his Trumpers. But let's go over this real quickly just to break it down. First of all, if he wants to redevelop Gaza, I don't know if he knows about this, which I know he does. And I'm not sure whether to call this other person, whether he's lackey or his minion or the real president. But Elon Musk is dismantling and controlling U.S. agencies right now with his Doge, the unofficial department. And he's currently targeting the USAID, the humanitarian arm of the USA that goes around the world helping nations in need, third world countries that have needs in medicine, hunger, many different necessities that people around the world needed. This organization has done it for a very long time. That's being dismantled as we speak by Elon Musk and trying to cut budget and save money for the government. If he's going to get rid of that, how is he going to rebuild Gaza if that's what that agency is for? To come into countries that are in need, to redevelop, to help them in poverty, to help them in sickness, to help them in many ways. How is he going to do that? Is he going to create a new agency? That's going to take a lot of logistics, a lot of money, a lot of rehiring, and time. So that's a lot of money wasted there. And so there goes part of his idea. There's a block right there done by his own administration. Now, there's also many leaders in the Israeli government are doubting he'll do it. And if he's going to do it, he needs to show signs that he's going to do it. For example, former Prime Minister Ehud Olmert said that he's not going to believe anything Trump says until he actually sees some American troops on the ground there soon. That's when he'll start believing what he's talking about. And along the side of the prime minister, there were other Israeli leaders and Arab leaders who don't think that is viable at all. They don't believe it's going to happen. Now, it's wonderful it can happen. It's a nice utopian idea, but it's not going to happen. Now, let's talk about also the Palestinians. Trump was proposing this idea along with the Prime Minister of Israel. But where was the president of the Palestinian National Authority, Mahmoud Abbas, to be taken into account in this discussion? He was not. He was back in Palestine, disregarded, not caring anything he has to say. And you think the Palestinians like that? Being told what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, and you think that's why they're resisting. It's not so much Hamas. Also, Palestinians are resisting the invasion of their land for decades. And now it's not only invasion, it's the killing of their children, the killing of their innocent families for decades. Right now, they're still killing people, and even there's those that ceasefire in Gaza of the war. They're still killing Palestinians right now in West Bank. They killed a 2-year-old girl at home yesterday, or 2 days ago, or over the weekend in West Bank. Some soldiers went in and shot up a house with a bunch of people on a false alarm of some militants, and it was innocent people. They're still killing Palestinians, but I'm going off course. Sorry here. So the Palestinians who have had their families and their children killed for the last year, over a year, almost a year and a half of their family being murdered, over 40,000 or maybe 50,000, mostly women and children killed in Gaza. You think they're going to turn around and say, oh, that's fine? You, USA, you that provided the money and the weapons to Israel to come and kill our children and our women and our families and destroy our land, you think we're going to welcome you? And we want you to help us after you helped kill us? That's tough to swallow. Have that in account. Now, if you do find Palestinians willing to forgive you for that, USA, I'm not talking about just Trump, because all the killing that's been happening through the last year and a half and before with Biden and also with Trump in his first term and Obama in his first term and Bush in his first term and Bill Clinton in his first term, even though Bill Clinton almost got that two-state solution done. It's too much traumatizing and too much suffering and too much breeding of resentment and anger for them to say, yeah, come and build a Riviera here. We're fine with it. But again, if you do find some that are willing or the whole population willing to open arms and say, hey, come and let's build it, those plans to rebuild have to include the Palestinians. You have to speak to them. You have to hire them. You're not going to bring Americans. You're not going to bring Israelis or outsource other countries to come and build, Filipinos or Mexicans. No, you have to use the Palestinians to rebuild that. If you want to bring a Riviera there, you have to give them that. You have to give them their homes. You have to rebuild their homes for free, because it was your money that killed them and killed their land and killed their prosperity. You have to hire them. You have to rebuild for them. You have to hire them. You have to give them all the means necessary to rebuild themselves so they can become a Palestinian nation, a two-state solution. You need to state that bluntly to the Prime Minister Netanyahu.